Good morning. This morning we're going to make some quinoa. And let's see, I've turned on my stove. Now, I use this little cup that I guess I got from, some kind of condiment or something that was from a restaurant. But for the sake of the video, I'll measure and see, because I'm going to explain how much water I'm putting in relation to this. Let's see. Usually fill it up about to there. Maybe it has a measurement on the bottom of the cup. I don't know. But let's just pour it in this measuring cup and see what it comes to. For the sake of using a measuring cup to measure it, it came out to 1.5 cups. No, sorry, not 1.5 cups. That would be not it. It's a half a cup. Okay, so half a cup dry quinoa, organic, and I'm just going to pour it in my water. I've already got my water on. Now the other day I made some oatmeal, and the amount of water I put in was too much, and I realize now what happened was for the oatmeal I probably really normally put in 1.25 cups of water. I forget what the measurement right now was on that oatmeal, but it's on the video. And I accidentally put in too much water, and then I had to cook it off. So, actually showing what do you do if you put in too much water. But I realize now that's where that measurement of water came from. I put in 1.5 cups of water to my quinoa. That works out fine, as we shall soon see. So, having said all of that, I'm going to get my cover, and then I will pause the video until it moves on to the next level. Well, I'm just going to put my cover down here because I don't need it yet. What I'm doing now is I'm bringing this to a boil. And as soon as it gets to a boil, then I'm going to turn it down. Still have it boiling, but turned down. And that's going to be for like 8 minutes. So, okay, we're going to pause the video right now. And we'll be right back. Okay, we have returned. We definitely have a nice rolling boil going on there. I've got it on high just to get it to that point. Now I'm going to turn it down to, let's turn it down to medium. See what happens. I say see what happens because, I do this all the time, but now that I've got the video on and stuff, it's not as relaxed as it would be if I was just doing it on my own. I got to say this stuff out loud. And so it brings a different level of awareness into it. Do I usually turn it down to medium, or do I turn it down to 6 or 7? We'll see. So there it is. I'm going to put my cover on with a little opening here. And I realized a moment ago, I'm still waking up, folks, that my camera wasn't really on my pan too good. So I've corrected that. Okay, so I still got a nice boil there. Okay, we're going to pause it again. Boom. Don't forget to set my timer. I set that for like 8 minutes and then shut it off and leave the cover on. And we'll be right back. And so, interesting little side note. Well, it's still cooking. And just to reiterate, what I was saying is, let's see, 1.5 cups of water to half a cup of quinoa, and I set my timer for like 8 minutes. I started off with a big boil because I want it to have that boil. So as soon as it hits that, then I just turn it down to like, halfway medium. And then from there, I let it cook for 8 minutes, and then I'll be shutting it completely off, but keeping it on the heat for maybe like 10 minutes. It's not like I really time that part, but what happens is there's usually some water left in there where it looks like, oh no, too much water, but it doesn't turn out that way because after about 10 minutes of just sitting there, the quinoa continues to cook and absorb the water, and it comes out fine. It comes out like perfect. So, the interesting side note, once upon a time, I did not pronounce quinoa properly, and that may happen to a lot. It probably does. I'm sure it does happen to a lot of people. Um, the spelling is Quinoa, and so someone I knew had served me some quinoa at dinner, and I liked it, and she, of course, called it, I would think, anyway, quinoa. And I would have asked how it was spelled, and I probably took a note of the spelling. And so I walked into my local health food store because that's where I get most of my organics, right? Because yes, in case I didn't mention it, this is organic. I do everything organic. So I walked into the health food store. This is a bunch of years ago now. And I say I'm looking for the quinoa, and he said what? You know, or something like that. Because I'm sure he's heard it mispronounced so many times, and he says well, that's actually pronounced quinoa. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I don't want to walk around too long, calling it quinoa, an absolute 100% mispronunciation when apparently it's called quinoa. Okay. So anyway, interesting little side note, I think, and I wanted to share that with you. I'm going to pause this again. I've got about 2.5 minutes left, and we will see what happens from there. And while we're waiting, I'll just throw in what I tend to throw into a lot of my videos. We've got about 1.5 minutes left here. Well, that is, what's it called? No stick cookware, non-stick cookware. Don't use it. It's a bad idea. Time after time, when they discover, oops, sorry, bad chemical, bad for you, bad for bad for anything or anybody who eats with this non-stick cookware. But we've got a new and improved one. Here it is. So, feel safe. It's good. We've tested it. No, man. Time after time, it's the same thing. Might take 5 years, 10 years, even 20 years, whatever. But they're going to come out again because they always do. And it's like, oops, sorry, bad chemical. Um, Forget that one. Here's the one. This is the one you want to use. No bad chemical. It's not in this one. And then it just happens again and again and again the same way. So, ultimately, just stay away from it. If you have non-stick cookware and you value your health and the health of your family, friends, whatever, give it away, throw it away, whatever. I mean, you might say, well, why give it away if it's potentially harmful? Well, yeah, I can understand that, but some people just don't care. They're just like not on board with that. It's like they're going to go out and buy it anyway. So if you've got some good, non-stick cookware, you don't want to just throw it away, then, give it away. That's what I did with a marvelous Zojirushi rice cooker that I had once. That thing was amazing. Anyway, my timer has gone off. I'm shutting that off. I'm gonna take a peek because I do. Looking fine. There's a lot of water left in there. Let's see if I can show you that. There's a lot of water. I want to get the cover back on immediately and fully covering it now. And I'm keeping it on the burner because even though I've shut it off, as we know, the burner is hot. And so we'll go from there, and I'll be back in about 10 minutes to show you the difference. And here we go. My watch has just gone off to 10 minutes. Now, because because I'm doing this on video, I'm paying closer attention to what my measurements, my time, and all that. When I just do it, I do it, and then it works. So let's see what happens. Here, I gave the idea of 10 minutes, thinking that should be enough. Let's see. Well, as you can see now, the water has been absorbed, so that worked out great. Now let's see what the consistency is like here. Oh yeah, yeah, good. I hit that nail on the head. That's good. Yeah, those instructions are absolutely fine. Cup and a half of water to half a cup of quinoa. Now, there's probably different ways to cook this. This is the only way I ever cook it, um, because the woman that showed me this, introduced me to it, and it's how she did it. She did hers in a big skillet, but and she probably added more things too. But I do mine in the pan, this pot, whatever you call this thing, and this works for me. This is what I like. So there it is. I hope you have found this to be interesting. Oh, what do you do with quinoa? Well, you can do, I guess, just about anything you want with it, right? It makes a great breakfast. Okay, just like that. If you wanted to, you could pour some cream in it. It makes a great addition to, like a lunch or dinner as well. What was I going to say along those lines? Um, Fell right out of my head. But yeah, you can. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Some coconut oil thrown in there, I think, is super yummy. So, do what you want with that. Maybe check it out if you like coconut oil at all. But the coconut oil, a little bit of coconut oil mixed in with the quinoa, yeah, that totally works. And then if you wanted to put some soy sauce on there, hey, I'm salivating just talking about this. Okay. Um, Please, if you found this to be interesting at all, like, subscribe, and share. And well, I guess that's it. Yeah, I'm still like sleepy. One of the dangers of, hey, doing a video, cooking video while I'm still asleep. I mean, check it out. I didn't even turn on my big light. I hope it worked out okay. I got a feeling I've got a lot of editing to do here. Oh well. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me. And that's it. Okay. Bye for now.